So people, welcome to my Amazon FBA crash course. This is getting uploaded to YouTube and this is probably one of the longest videos I've ever done, obviously apart from the mentoring, and it's just a load of information that will help you in growing your own Amazon FBA business, going through quite a lot of details and product sourcing, product searching, shipping to Amazon. So yeah, here's what we're going to cover. How to know to start Amazon in the first place, how to start Amazon FBA, things you need to start to be able to get Amazon FBA cracking, the different business models on Amazon FBA, as we know there's quite a few, product research, sourcing, shipping to Amazon, and plus a load more that I can think of on the spot that you can't really put down into a concise bullet point. So without further ado, let's get into it. So who am I? Well, most of you will probably know me, Frankie. I started Amazon FBA in 2021, which is 3 years ago. And I did a little bit of OA and RA, which if you don't know, is online and retail arbitrage, looking around different shops. And then after about a week or two, I moved straight into wholesale. Like I said, about a month in after I got my products in, but I only did the sourcing for a week or two. Now, I thought at the very start I was doing wholesale. Turns out I was doing online arbitrage because I couldn't buy more than 20 units from this retailer, thinking it was a wholesaler. But after that, straight into wholesale. I've now done over £610,000 in the last 2 years on Amazon FBA, and last year, well, it's the year before now, 2022, I taught people to do the same thing. So I've been mentoring for 2 years, and those are my results. So, what will you need to get started? Well, you're going to need to either decide whether you want to be limited company or a sole trader. Now, what is going to determine your choice on that is what you get out of it. So there's different pros and cons to each one. So limited company, the pros are that you're going to get more accounts open. You're going to get a lot more trade accounts open. You're going to come across more professional to your suppliers, but you're going to have to go VAT registered at £90,000. Bear that in mind. Some people like to go sole trader first and then limited company after. Now, the big benefit of this is you don't have to go limited until at least £170,000. It might be £175,000 or £180,000 now. So you get double the time without being VAT registered. That's a very big plus. Now, the downsides to that are that it's going to be harder to get trade accounts open. But I've had students in the past that have gone sole trader first and they've breezed it. Now they've done over 200k in sales. They're of course limited and VAT reg now. So you also need an Amazon seller account. So you need to set one of them up, about £30 a month for a professional one. And you only get charged, I believe, when you start selling products. So not when you actually set it up. You're going to need a printer. Might want a label printer, but definitely a printer. You'll need label paper no matter what printer you've got. That's to print the barcodes off for the products. And you'll need some sort of cardboard boxes. You can either buy them from wholesalers or you can get them shipped. You can go into shops and stuff and get them for free, as the Tesco, Sainsbury's. And you're also going to want a laptop. You can't really run it well from a phone. So let's get into the first one, which is retail arbitrage. Now, for those who haven't heard about retail arbitrage, you should have, but here's it in a bit more detail. What you're doing is you're going into shops and you're finding products on a discount and you see if they sell on Amazon for a profit. So shops like Asda, Tesco, TK Maxx, Sainsbury's, all these big retailers, if you're out shopping, scan some products, see if they sell, send them into Amazon. But the drawbacks are you don't usually get too many units because it's a clearance product. So there's only 10 on the shelf or whatever. Whereas when you're doing wholesale, you can get a bit more units. But it is good to start with as it's low budget. It's not very high budget at all. You can start with 50 quid if you want to. Obviously, you can start with £100, £200 as well. And it can be a bit inconsistent and time consuming. That's why I only recommend doing it if you're in that shop anyway, if you're with your family or your missus or whatever. It's worth it. But don't go out your way to do it. And the products that you're buying will have a higher risk of being tanked, which means the price might go down on Amazon because Asda, if you buy it from Asda, your Asda's not the only one that's got that deal on. Chances are all Asda's in the country are going to have that same product on that deal, Everyone's got the same idea. They all send it to Amazon. Price goes from £10 to £7 within 3 weeks. But it's good to get some cash going. Good to actually get the understanding of sending products into Amazon as well. Now, online arbitrage. If you think about it logically, it's the same as arbitrage retail, but you're doing it online. So it saves a bit more time because you're not manually going to these stores. You're doing it online from your laptop or your phone or whatever. There's more sites to choose from, bigger variety of sites, but you are still subject to tankers because it's the same business model at the end of the day. But you might be able to get more units because you can create new accounts, or you can use different devices to get more accounts, etc., to buy more products. But obviously when it is out of stock, it's out of stock. So wholesale, this is what I do, it's what I teach. This is where you're buying products from wholesalers and suppliers in bulk for a cheaper price. So it's more scalable than arbitrage because there's more to buy. And I think it's easier to systemize than OA. It's easier to systemize because one of the main things is wholesale, you're buying in bulk. So most of your products in the same box is the same product. So you know how many's in there. You've not got 3 of this and 6 of that and 7 of this. And you're probably having fewer products, fewer lines, but you're buying in bulk. So it's just a lot easier to manage. But it does require more capital. I'm talking at least £1,000 or so, £1,000 minimum. Now, it is typical that you'll get less tankers on your listings. It can still happen on the really bait listings that everyone's looking at, the oversaturated ones, but you're going to have it a lot less. You're going to be getting tanked a lot less. And there's obviously a plus that you've got more potential to restock these products. Private label. Now this is the sort of pinnacle of Amazon, and it's starting your own brand, and you've got to be a lot more experienced and have a lot more capital to start. I'm talking probably £5,000 to £10,000 and a lot of experience and knowledge on Amazon, as it's a harder business model to learn. There's more things to it. You've got advertising and stuff like that, but you can potentially sell the brand on, which is in essence priceless. So, shipping to Amazon. Now, before you think about buying any products, you want to do a dummy shipment plan on Amazon, or you want to at least add the product to your inventory. Now, that's because, number one, you work out your profits properly, and also you can work out your shipping to Amazon cost. Now, when shipping to Amazon, there is some sort of limits for weight and size. Now, the weight limit is 23 kilo per box, but if it's above 15 kilo, it needs a heavy warning label on the product box, so the outside of the cardboard boxes you're sending to Amazon. And there's a size limit for 63 centimeters. I think it's 63.5 if you want to be specific, but each way. Now, your job is to fit as many units as you can in those boxes without going over the limits. Because if you're not doing that, then you're going to leave some money on the table. Your product cost per unit will go up slightly. So fit as much as you can in one box within those realms. So, how do you actually ship products into Amazon? Well, what you do is you add a product to your inventory, and then once you're in your inventory, you see this button here, send/replenish inventory. Now, don't ship anything until you've worked out your profits, obviously, but let's assume you know how to do that. Send/replenish inventory. Now, you want to put your ship from address, if you haven't got one, as the address you want it picking up from UPS or whatever carrier you want to use. This will be the product, and this button here needs pressing. This prep and labeling details needed. Press that, and you want to choose no prep needed. Now, once you press that, you press save, and you press save again. Now, the reason I say that is because a lot of products won't need prepping. Some will need prepping. For example, if we had 2 of these and we were selling in a 2-pack, we want to put them in a poly bag, and then on the poly bag you want to put a barcode label. So you want to print a label off. You don't put the label over the original barcode. You only do that for products that you're selling in a single pack. So no prep needed is just the easiest answer right now. The next screen is the box details. So will it all fit into one box or will it not? When you start getting a bit bigger, you're very rarely going to send one box off, so you will be using this multiple boxes needed. And it's just a little diagram, a template thing, and you just put up to 10 boxes, the weight of it, etc. but we're just going to press everything will fit into one box for now for easiness of the video. And then once you've done that, then all you need to do is don't make it up, be as accurate as you can on the weight and size. But let's imagine it was 44 by 44 by 45, and let's imagine it was 12 kilo. Press confirm, and this is what you want to see. You want to put the date in that you want it shipping from your house or warehouse. You want to see this small parcel delivery, and you want to see this UPS partner carrier. Now, the reason why I said do the shipment plan as a trial before you actually buy the product is sometimes this one won't be ticked and it'll be this one, and it won't let you tick this one. If this one's ticked, you can't ship it with UPS. And if you can't ship it with UPS, it's no longer going to be £3.23. It could be £10, £15. It could still be profitable, so bear that in mind. But you'd like to know that before you've actually gone out and bought the product and realise your margins have decreased. So make sure you check in first. Now, to work out your shipping cost per unit, let's imagine there was 100 units in this box. The box is £3.23. All you do is £3.23 divided by 100 and you get 3p, or the other way around, whatever it is, it's 3p per unit, which is really cheap. Some products will be that cheap, some will be 8p, some will be 30p. So you want to work out your shipping cost per unit first. Now, the next bit is this thing here. This is just a summary of your product. So how many is going in, the weight of it, etc. Just summarizing up what you've put in. So once you've finished that screen, you have to actually pay for the products, and it will come out your Amazon balance. Once you've paid for it, you'll get a UPS tracking number that starts with 1Z, like this here. Copy that, and you want to put that in here. Once you put it in there, then you can leave the account number, that's fine. Put your details of your company or your house and stuff, your postcode, where you want it picking up from basically. And then after that, you'll have a few more buttons to press in terms of what it is and when you want it picking up from. Now, before you send it in, you have to put 2 labels on the outside of the cardboard boxes that are going to get shipped to Amazon. One is UPS, one is Amazon. So make sure you actually do that. And before you send your products off, you want to put a label on them, and the label goes over the original barcode of the product. So if I've got a product here, for example, it goes over that original one, and you put that in the box. Now, where you actually go to find the labels for that is in your inventory. You know that first button I showed you, where are we? Here. You just press print item labels. The item label will come printed out, use label paper, put it over the original barcode or over the polybag if a polybag needed. So, softwares that are needed. Well, let me tell you. Either Jungle Scout or Keeper, something like that, a product research software. Some people use Helium 10 or whatever, depends on the business model you're doing. And some sort of analysis software. So either Keeper, SellerAmp or Buybot Pro. There's a few more out there, I can't think off the top of my head. And not at the very start, but if you start making some decent money on Amazon, you want to get a profit tracking software. So I use and I recommend Seller Toolkit. Now, let's go through Jungle Scout. So the only thing on Jungle Scout you will be using is this product database thing here. That's the only thing that really matters. There's a few things that you might want to use. Obviously, you're going to select the UK. And these are all the categories on Amazon. I've just selected a few. Make it fit your criteria. Don't go too stupid. You don't want to be going lower than £4 or so. Make it have some reviews and make sure it actually sells. And then you want to find products, you want to pick them out that match your criteria, so make sure they sell, make sure you're allowed to sell them. And then from there, you want to put them in some sort of spreadsheet, some sort of list. And then you go and try and find these products from a profitable price, depending on the business model you're doing, either online arbitrage or wholesale. You're contacting wholesalers to find them for a profitable price. Now, Seller Toolkit, this is a little screenshot of my Seller Toolkit. So the last 30 days I've just done under £44,000 in sales and about £8,200 in profit. The margin is 18.75%. But you can do Seller Toolkit's unreal because one, you can track your profits. Number two, every product you send in might have a different cost of goods or the same one, and you can differentiate it. And the best thing about it is this reconciliation thing. So sometimes Amazon are idiots or useless. They'll damage your products. They'll lose your products. So this button here lets you get reimbursed for those missing products, and it's saved me about £500 in the last 2 months from having this software, and it only cost me £32.99 a month. So in my opinion, it is essential. You can deal with things on there as well. There's a repricer, I think that's a bit more expensive, but yeah, it's good to have. Now, to work out your profits on Amazon, it is essential. It's the backbone of your business. So to work out your profit, you add a product to your inventory, or you put it through a software. You always have to add it to your inventory anyway. That's the last thing, or the first thing you should be doing before you even think about buying it. And you'll have a little revenue calculator, and you do net profit minus cost of goods. Beware to change your VAT to 0%. Get it off 20%, because we include that on our own cost of goods. And I'm sure you've heard of ROI, return on investment. So in order to work that out, you have to work out your profit first. And that is profit divided by cost of goods. So on ROI, it basically means what's our profit against how much we're spending. And you want that number to be above 30%. So for example, if I'm spending £10, I want to be making at least £3 profit off of that. Now, a lot of people, especially in my comment section, seem to get mixed up with profit margin and ROI. It's different. Profit margin is profit against your sale price on Amazon, and you want that above 18% or higher. Higher if you can get it, no less than 18%. So, profit margin is your profit against your sales. So for example, when I tell someone I've done £500,000 in sales or whatever, when I tell them my profit margin is 20%, that means it's about £100,000 profit, because you do profit divided by the sales you've done. So really simple to work out once you know what you're doing. Now here's a few students' results that have came from my one-to-one mentoring using these methods in more detail. People that have achieved well over £200,000 in sales within 10 to 11 months of the mentoring. It's where we sit down one-to-one on a few calls, well not a few, you get 5 in total, and we go through absolutely everything you need to know to build and scale a 6-figure Amazon FBA business from scratch. No prior knowledge needed, but I'm guessing if you have come through my socials, you might have some prior knowledge, because I give out quite a lot on social media. So if you're interested in learning more, drop me a message on Instagram, FBA Frankie, that's for the one-to-one mentoring. Or if you want some more free content, TikTok is the place to be, or obviously my YouTube, I'm going to be a bit more active on there. I've also got a free Telegram group chat, which I'll leave in the description. If you can't find it, find me on Instagram and I'll give out the link. It's in my bio as well. But if you're interested in more content, drop a comment of what you'd like to see, and I'm sure in the next few weeks I'll be making some more videos, some more longer form content for you as well. But thanks for watching, subscribe, and leave a comment on what you want to see next.